All right, so we're diving deep into this interview you had with David, the UFO researcher.
Yeah,
Your notes from it are amazing. UFOs, government secrets, all that good stuff.
right. And you know what really struck me? How we even talk about this whole thing has changed.
Oh, totally. Like, we're not just saying UFOs anymore.
It's all unexplained aerial phenomena now.
It's like they're trying to sound more official.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's like the same mystery, you know, just with fancier words.
Exactly. And it's not just the words, it's like the Pentagon is practically drowning in UFO reports these days.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
especially around those military bases. It's crazy.
It's like they're not even hiding it anymore. It's the Department of Defense saying, yeah, we see this stuff and we have no idea what it is.
It's wild. And then you add in what David was saying about like a potential secret space program. And it's like, whoa,
Dude, when he said that, I was like, okay, hold on. This is getting good.
right. He seems pretty sure about it too, based on all his research.
Yeah, he was talking about like bases on other planets already.
Yeah, I know. It makes you think about all this stuff with SpaceX and Blue Origin.
Like, is it really just about getting to Mars? Or is there something bigger going on that we're not seeing?
That's what David seems to be saying. Like maybe it's all a big smokescreen.
It's trippy. Okay, so we've got these potential hidden truths, right? But then you also brought up this whole other thing about how the public is being like prepped for some kind of alien reveal.
Yeah, it's a classic, right? Like in those sci-fi movies, they always introduce the crazy stuff gradually.
So that when it finally happens for real, everyone's like, oh yeah, that thing.
Exactly. And David seems to think that's what's going on, like, right now.
With movies, leaks, official statements, all of it.
It's like a slow drip of get ready, it's real.
Oh, totally. And then there was that part where he was talking about global catastrophes and how they lead to more UFO sightings.
Yeah. That one kind of freaked me out.
Right. It's like he's saying there's this direct connection, like more chaos on Earth equals more aliens showing up.
It makes you wonder if it's not just random chance, you know? What if something is actually orchestrating it?
Okay, so if that's the case, the question is, who benefits? What's the end game here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember when we were talking about that false flagged alien invasion idea?
Oh, yeah, that was wild. Like, faking an alien threat to unite humanity.
As crazy as it sounds, you can't totally rule it out.
Especially in a world where information is power, you know? It's like they're playing a game on a whole other level.
It makes you wonder if they're trying to make us afraid of the universe.
Right. Like it's some big, scary place.
And when we're afraid, we're more likely to hand over our power.
It's true. And you know what else is weird? The timing of that whole thing with the NASA chief saying we'll find extraterrestrial life soon.
Oh, yeah. We're going to find it, but we're not ready for it.
What was that all about?
Seriously. On the one hand, it's like, hey, big news, aliens are real. But on the other hand, it's almost like a threat. Like, be afraid. Be very afraid.
I know. It's like they're setting us up to be scared, you know?
Yeah, and when we're scared, we look for someone to tell us what to do.
It's true. We want someone to lead the way.
And that's what makes all this stuff about potential manipulation so interesting.
Oh, yeah. David did not hold back on that.
Not at all. He went there talking about the Illuminati and all that.
Right. Like some shadowy group pulling the strings behind the scenes.
It's like even if you don't buy into the whole conspiracy theory thing.
You have to admit, confirming aliens would change everything.
Totally. Governments, religions, everything we thought we knew would be up for grabs.
It's no wonder people think information is being suppressed.
Especially with the technology angle.
Oh, right. Like the government having recovered UFO tech.
David was talking about Area 51, Hangar 18, all that.
Or it's common knowledge.
It really makes you wonder, what if they do have this advanced tech?
Imagine the possibilities, but also the danger.
Right. It could change warfare, energy, everything.
You can see why someone might want to keep it under wraps. I remember David saying, where is the truth between the UFO phenomenon and the lies?
It's a good question.
And he was talking about specific incidents, too.
Oh, like UFOs messing with missile tests.
Yeah, or those lights seen over military bases.
It's all well documented, but it's always dismissed as something else.
It's like they have an explanation for everything.
But how many reports does it take?
That's what I'm saying. It's pilots, military personnel, regular people.
From all walks of life,
Yeah.
all seeing the same kinds of things.
Exactly. And then David said something else that blew my mind.
What was that?
He said if aliens wanted to stay hidden, they could.
Like their technology is so advanced we wouldn't even know they were there.
Exactly. So why reveal themselves at all?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Seriously. Are they good? Bad? something we can't even comprehend.
It's all up in the air.
And that's where our own beliefs come in.
Right. How we interpret all this is shaped by what we already believe.
David seemed to think we're headed for some kind of global shift.
Oh, like a wake-up call for humanity.
Yeah, and he even used the word prophecy when he talked about UFO sightings after disasters.
Interesting. Like, these events are connected to something bigger.
Yeah, like it's all part of some grand plan.
It's fascinating how this always comes back to belief.
It's true. Whether it's science, religion, whatever.
Our worldview shapes how we see the world, even the parts we don't understand.
It's like we're living in a movie, right? But it's real life, and the stakes are, like, really high. So how do we deal with that? How do we even start to figure out what's true?
That's the toughest part, for sure.
David kept saying, think for yourself. Think for yourself.
It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement, the mystery.
Totally. But he's right. If we just blindly follow someone else's narrative,
We could be setting ourselves up for trouble.
exactly. Like, be curious, but don't just buy into anything you hear.
That's it. You got to be discerning, look at things from different angles.
Don't be afraid to change your mind if you see evidence that contradicts what you thought.
Yeah, that's how we learn and grow. Right.
He even said something about, like, breaking free from the matrix.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That really stuck with me. Like, what if there's way more to reality than we realize?
That's a powerful thought.
Yeah.
And not just about UFOs, but about everything.
Right. It's like questioning the systems we live in, the stories we're told.
Like, what if those stories aren't the whole truth?
Exactly. And then what?
Then it gets really interesting. That's where real discovery happens.
Okay, so we've got all this information, all these possibilities.
Where do we even go from here?
It can be overwhelming, right?
It totally can be. I think the first step is just being aware.
Like, aware of what?
Aware that there are these forces that shape how we see the world.
Oh, you mean like the media, the government, even just like our own biases?
Exactly. Once we get that we're being influenced, we can start to break free and think for ourselves.
So be open-minded, but don't be gullible, right?
Absolutely. Be skeptical, question things, but don't be dismissive.
Don't be afraid to have those tough conversations, the ones that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, because challenging our own assumptions, that's how we grow.
And maybe, just maybe, if we do all that,
We find our own truth,
or at least we get a little closer.
That's what it's all about.
That's what this whole deep dive is about, really.
It's not about telling you what to think,
It's about giving you the tools to figure it out for yourself.
because there's a whole universe out there.
And who knows what we'll find. We just have to keep looking, keep asking questions, keep exploring. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.